Let us start today's current affairs. January 28th, yesterday is World Leprosy Day. January 28th, yesterday is World Leprosy Day. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology launched Stree Swabhiman for women health and hygiene. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology launched Stree Swabhiman for women health and hygiene. Roger Federer, in his 36 years age, won 20 Grand Slams. 20. It's a record. Generally, players above 30, very difficult to maintain their persistence. But Roger Federer broke all records. That is his greatness. Roger Federer, he broke all records and he won 20 Grand Slams. Few years back, there was an article on Roger Federer, the king of the kings. The king of the kings, who broke all the records. The greatness of Roger Federer is technique. The greatness of Federer is technique rather than power. Rafael Nadal and others, they all are very good players. The greatness of Federer lies in his technique. If you see today's newspaper, to see the first page, opposition is strongly criticizing government that government is not serious about budget session. Government is not serious about budget session. Justice Jasti Chalameshwar told he don't want help after retirement from government. He don't want help after retirement from government. We are going to have super blood moon on January 31st. We are going to have super blood moon on January 31st. On 31st we will discuss about blood moon concept at length. Next, banking on good faith. Banking on good faith. 2.11 lakh crores were given as recapitalization funds. 2.11 lakh crores to the banks. You all know non-performing asset issue is the biggest issue in banking sector. NPA issue is the biggest issue. For recapitalization, it means to infuse funds into the banks, as banking sector is the base of Indian economy. If the banking sector is strong, the economy will be strong. 80,000 crores from recapitalization bonds, 8,139 crores around from government budgetary support. All these things will be given. And it is a banking on good faith. Let us see how this infusion of funds will help the banking sector. Next article is about retail therapy. Indian Premier League, IPL matches and auction. IPL matches and auction related to IPL matches. You all know, for IPL matches, there will be bidding of players. You can bid the players. And one of the quickest matches, 2020. And when test matches have come, people start enjoying test matches. And when one days have come, people thought things go very fast, but real cricket is missing. When 20 overs matches have come, people again thought match was so short. But with the changing needs of the people, the time and hurry, IPL is somewhat better. But unfortunately, some criticize that IPL is not a good cricket. IPL is not a good cricket. In fact, IPL is more commercialization of cricket rather than good cricket. This is not my opinion. Some critics say that, and don't think that this is my opinion. If I say IPL is completely good or completely bad, it only counts my personal opinion, and that is argument either side. Some say in the fast changing world IPL is good, but some other say it's not a good cricket. All those things. You might get a question in your interview. Do you support IPL matches? Particularly if you write cricket as your hobby. If you write cricket as your hobby, there are a good number of questions from cricket. Kindly develop a hobby. Some hobby is very important. Next article is a vote for state funding. A vote for state funding. State funding of the elections is a crucial topic. Here comes 2-3 issues. One, electoral bonds. Government last year announced regarding electoral bonds. If you want to fund to any political party, you can purchase a bond from the designated bank. Second thing is, there is one more concept, that is anonymity. As a company, if you want to transfer any money, if you want to fund for any political party, payee's details, payee's address will not be known. Personally, if you want to do that, you can also do that. That is the second thing. So, with anonymity rule, individuals are free to fund to any political party. At the same time, with anonymity rule, you can also maintain non-favoritism, non-partisanship in elections, even after elections. Third thing is, earlier, companies can fund to the political parties up to 7.5% of their profit. Companies can fund to the political parties up to 7.5% of their profit. Now, there is no upper limit. They can fund up to any amount. All these things. But, as you all know, in elections, more than white money, black money is very crucial. There is a lot of black money in elections. We cannot clean up everything with this. And state funding of elections in a complete sense is not possible in India. In a complete sense, state funding of elections is not, if not impossible, but difficult task in India. So all these things were discussed. Next article is about red alert on green bonds. Red alert on green index. Red alert on green index. You all know Yale University, Columbia University along with World Economic Forum. Yale University, Columbia University along with World Economic Forum have discussed about environmental performance index. They have discussed about environmental performance index. India's ranking is 177 out of 180. India's ranking is 177 out of 180. Here comes, though we are celebrating ease of doing business index, that India's ranking was improved. India was 100. In environmental performance index, India's performance is very poor. India's performance is very poor. Here speaks about renewable energy targets. If you can increase renewable energy, automatically environmental performance will be better. And 6 months back, there is an article in the Hindu paper about Kuznets curve regarding environmental performance. Kuznets. Generally in countries with the growth of economy, with the higher growth of economy, environmental performance also improves. But in India, even after economy reaches a certain point, environmental performance is getting affected. If the country grows in a very rapid manner, after a certain point, the country's environmental performance increases. But unfortunately, in India, even after growth rates reach a certain point, our environmental performance is not that good. So solar power is another viable option, and we have renewable energy targets, Paris climate deal. All these things we can work it out based on this. This is an important article. Next article is rebuilding our cities. Indian cities, we need urgent rebuilding. There are many issues, infrastructure wise and everything. In fact, in cities today, 31% of the population are living. In the future, by 2035 it may be 50%. By 2050, 50-50, urban and rural areas. More than, now it is 31%. By 2050 it will be almost, I think, 70% of the population will live in cities. By 2050, almost 70% of the population live in cities. So we have to work it on. Here the other gave many models of city development, where there is one concept. Restricted entry to the cities. Those who have employment or those who have own house in the city are allowed in the city. Example, China model. Generally, you should not allow everyone to enter into the city. Those who have employed in the city, got employment in the city, or those who got some home or something in the city, they should be allowed. Or allow everyone, but increase all amenities. Allow everyone, but increase all amenities. So likewise, there are many models. But still, in India, very difficult to provide even basic amenities. Leave away luxuries and entertainment. The basic amenities like water supply, housing, slum development, toilets, these things are itself in the question. So any model, first we have to work on in the basic level. And we are working on in Smart City Mission, retrofitting of cities. Retrofitting of cities means you are taking some area in the city and trying to develop it in a world class. Unless we develop our smart cities properly, slowly, then only we can have better rebuilding of our cities. This is also important. There are various models that were given, but in India, first of all, you should give basic amenities. Then we should think about the extra population, the extra amenities, and what type of model. There is a famous quote I read somewhere. It is not because America is prosperous, its roads are good. It is because its roads are good, that's the reason why America is prosperous. It is not because America is prosperous, its roads are good, but because its infrastructure is good, America is prosperous. So if you have better amenities, better infrastructure, countries will be prosperous. So we should try to work on that prosperity. Okay, these are the important current affairs. And we have one more article on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, robotics, industrial revolution 4.0 and Internet of Things. They are very important. But to what extent we should teach to our robots? To what extent we should use robots? Will the robot assist man? Or will the robots get more intelligence than man to destroy human life? If they go uncontrolled, if some command goes uncontrolled, what will happen to human sense, human life? That's the question. So the intelligence which was created by man, there is a chance that it will destroy man, eat away man, if it is excessively used. If it is excessively used, the intelligence which was created by man can destroy mankind. You have to take care of that. Okay, these are the important current affairs.